Is it possible, and I know in conventional psychology, and I'm not a psychologist, but in conventional, what I understand it to be, they talk about a subconscious. So I'm trying very hard on a daily basis. I listen to your tapes. I try to think the positive thoughts and focus on the feelings. There's always something that yanks me back. Is there something running in my background?
For this reason, certainly you do have thoughts that are running in the background. We're not saying that that is not true. But for something to be a big enough player, for it to be hindering you, means you have to be feeling emotion around it. So if it is so subconscious or unconscious that you're not feeling anything around it, then it's not a big enough player to be affecting your experience at all. Don't you like knowing that? It isn't that there are subconscious or unconscious thoughts that are hindering you that you just don't know about. It's that you're willing to put up with thoughts that feel negative. That's what's going on. You're willing to put up with thoughts that don't feel good. Esther catches herself in one every now and again, every day. In other words, you can't live life without seeing something that you have a somewhat response to. But these days, as she has a response to it, she will say to herself, well, that was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. And just acknowledging that it didn't feel good and therefore that she would like to make a better feeling choice helps her to make a better feeling choice at earlier stages, so that the momentum doesn't carry her more into thoughts that then she can't control, that she needs a good night's sleep or a nice solid meditation or something to change the trajectory of the thought.
What do you do if, you're trying that every day, but you have I have a very, tough mind. I get annoyed with myself because it's like I'm trying to focus on something and something pulls me back. And I don't always know what it is. And I have some major goals that I want to achieve, and I know I can't be focusing on the lack of them. So I feel those.
Put it in softer terms. Rather than saying, I have a very tough mind that sometimes works against me, say instead, maybe if it feels better, I am a very good focuser. I'm a good focuser. And what I focus on, I allow the momentum to grow until that focus carries me. But I could choose what I focus upon more carefully. And then follow it up by saying, this will really help you a lot. In every moment that I am focused, my inner being is focused on the same thing with me. So you meet someone just now after our conversation. Esther met yet another person in the kitchen who was insistent that she shouldn't be there. She caught Esther just as she was going in the door. And she said in a very commanding voice, you're not allowed in there. And Esther said, well, I've talked to several people who have been allowing me, and so this is my last trip through. And she said, I'll go get my boss. So Esther stood there because she didn't want to disobey this woman who was not having any of her. And so she stood there, and this woman went and got her boss, who took Esther by the hand and said, I already told her it was okay. And Esther thought to herself, well, she didn't know. She didn't know. Esther had a very good opportunity to feel annoyed at this person who was just doing what her job really was. Or she had the option of giving that person the benefit of the doubt. So it's always feels better to give someone the benefit of the doubt. And the reason that we tell you this long story is because we want you to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. You don't believe anything that you haven't worked hard to come to a belief about. And you want to believe that the beliefs that you have gathered from life are valid beliefs. And many of the beliefs that you've gathered from life are valid and also helpful beliefs. Esther argued with us in the beginning, but Abraham, it's true. It's true, so shouldn't I think about it? And we said, Esther, there are a lot of things that are true that you don't want to be true in your experience. The fact that they're true just means somebody else used their powerful mind to focus upon them until they became a reality. So you want to use a different criteria, not is it true, but is it something that I want to experience? And if it is something that you want to experience, then give it your undivided attention. But if it is not something that you'd want to experience, then do your best to distract yourself in some way. That really is the easy mindset about anything.
I'll give you an example of a belief that I don't think is working for me, which is why I'm so thankful that I discovered you and this whole concept of law of attraction.
Well, if you think a belief isn't working for you, speaking it again is only going to stack another engine on that end of the train. If you have a hint that it's not working for you, then not thinking it is what you want to do. So can you pivot and find the other end of it? Or is there so much momentum that you just got to tell it in the momentum that isn't serving you?
I would agree with that.
So
going from, corporate America to working for myself and having the concept of deadlines and production and people beating you over the head to get things done by a certain date, and I was always very good at that, get everything done that I had, and that's very action oriented, to doing something that is based on my personal preferences and getting a different mindset. The belief I want to have is that my personal preferences are as urgent as someone else, helping organizations be profitable.
Well, so we have some questions for you. Do you believe that your inner being exists?
Yes.
And do you believe that through life that you have gathered some clear desires?
Yes.
And do you believe that your inner being is a vibrational match to those desires?
Yes.
Do you believe that there is a path to what you want?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that your inner being has a clearer view of that path to what you want?
Yes.
Do you believe that if you were in more steady, constant is too strong a word, but more steady connection with your inner being, that your inner being could lead you to more of the things that you want?
Yes, I do.
And do you believe that feeling good is the path to that connection that will lead you to more of the things that you want?
Yes.
Do you believe that you hold some beliefs that don't help you?
Definitely.
Do you believe that your inner being holds those same beliefs?
No.
And how do you know the difference between a belief that you hold that doesn't help and the belief that your inner being holds about the same subject? How do you know?
I feel terrible.
So when you feel negative emotion, what's the first thing that it tells you? Your inner being isn't seeing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So when you speak these things that feel uncomfortable when you say them, if you would say, clearly my inner being doesn't see it this way. Hey, inner being, how is it that you see it? Eventually, if you ask that question often enough, you'll start getting glimpses into how your inner being sees it. That's the whole turning thoughts to things process. It's a lovely thing when self-doubt begins to fall by the wayside. Mm-hmm. It's a lovely thing when you just begin to love yourself without evidence of being loved. And when you're looking to other people, most other people need you to show them evidence before they will agree with you that you are wonderful. Mm-hmm. Now, there are exceptions to that. Your mother didn't feel that way in the beginning. And your new lover, not the one you've had for a while, but your new lover feels that way about you, and your inner being feels that way. Your inner being adores who you are in relationship to who you are. Mm-hmm. Because your inner being knows that being critical of you would only drive you away from who you want to be. Mm-hmm. And yet you all think that when you are critical of you, that somehow that's going to get you closer to what you want. We think that you've been taking too many motivational courses and not enough inspirational courses. Esther will say every now and again, I really shine in a crisis. And we say that's because the crisis causes you to focus. Mm-hmm. And when you focus, you gather the energy that creates worlds as assistance, you see. Mm-hmm. So we agree with you about so much that you've said. We agree that you are like a dog on a bone, that you get focused upon something. And we want to tell you the reason that you so often do that. It's not a bad thing, but it's worth understanding. As you sift through life and you come to conclusions about things, opinions, there's a strong part of you that wants that opinion to be right, whether it serves you or not, because you worked so hard to get it. So as you look out into the world and you see things that are clearly not as you want them to be, it seems prudent that you say, I don't like that, and I don't like that, and that is really wrong, and that should have never happened. It seems logical that you should make those statements because, after all, life helped you to acquire the ability to evaluate and to come to good conclusions. But anytime you're looking at something that you don't want, even though you are absolutely right that you don't want it, and when you're absolutely right that you don't want something, it is absolutely logical that you would call this thing that you are absolutely right about not wanting wrong. But your inner being doesn't call it wrong, because your inner being understands that the diversity is what helps you to find out what's right for you. So when you can begin to feel that there isn't anything that your inner being is going to look at and say, that's wrong and it must be eradicated from this planet, because your inner being is wise enough to know that nothing that is focused upon ever goes away. Instead, your inner being just takes the bounce with you. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and your inner being knows what you do want too, and gives undivided attention to what you do want. And every single time you feel negative emotion, you can be certain that you are looking not only in opposition to what you want, but in opposition to your inner being who is looking at what you want. And so we want to say some really soft, loving words. You can't get there from there. You can't get to where you want to be by digging in and efforting or working hard. You can't focus enough on what you do not want to ever find the path to what you do want. That focusing on what you don't want is just a very early in the subtle stages of the beginning of creation. In other words, step one is just step one, step one, step one, step one, step one. Step one is not step one. It's not step one that you drag around forevermore. It's a place that you go every now and again in order to clarify what you want. But step one is something that just happens. It's not something that you ever plan to focus upon. Step one helps you decide what's better for you. And your inner being believes you and focuses upon it from then on, and gathers all the other things that step one has caused you to set forth into your vortex. Your work, we're asking a lot, is to believe in your vibrationalness, to believe in the vibrational aspects of this universe, to believe that your inner being is a part of you who is offering a vibration about the thing that you're thinking about right now. And that your inner being is incorporating all of the goodness that you and others have flowed forward before. And that you can trust that the way you feel, that if it feels good, that it is in vibrational alignment with what is good. And if it feels bad, that you are depriving yourself of something that is good. And then, if we were standing in your physical shoes and others say, what are you doing? We would say, just being the vibrational being that I am. And they'd say, what do you mean? Well, I'm just feeling my way through life. Well, how's that working out for you? Well, I feel good all the time. Well, how's that working out? Well, things are turning out for me because I'm a vibrational match to the things that I'm feeling good about. I can't feel good without being a vibrational match to what is good. And when I'm a vibrational match to what is good, I've plugged my toaster in and I'm getting really good toast. We would like to offer few words from now on. We would like to say, you are the creator of your own reality. And you can tell by the way you feel whether what you're in the process of creating is going to please you when it gets here. And there is nothing else for you to know. You are the creator of your own reality. And you can tell by the way you feel right now if what you are accomplishing right now is going to feel good to you when it manifests in full manifestation. And it will. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. You get what you think about whether you want it or not.